Hey guys, Joe here, and I'm doing a pickup video, but first I wanted to point out that I'm using notes now. It's very important to use notes, that way you don't forget things. The more important it is, the more important it is that you leave yourself a note, because you'd hate to have to stumble through something without remembering what it was. Anyway, eBay. Picked up a package from my father's house today, and in it was some stuff I was expecting and some stuff that I wasn't expecting. So that's cool. Sometimes somebody will send you extra stuff because they just have it laying around. They just want to get rid of it. And to me, that's fine because one man's trash is another man's treasures. This pickup was a few more systems. I'm not going to hide what it is from you guys. However, again, I'm very proficient in the art of Nintendoing, Nintendo wing reparoing, well, however you want to put it. And the other reason was because in this ad, it showed most of the systems were powered on, so there's very little risk involved. Now, one of my favorite things to do, as I said in the last video, is untested, unclean systems because then you can steal it. Um, I could take the stuff that's in this bundle and quintuple my money, and I will show you why. First, I'll show you the extra stuff they sent me. A hard case for Lego Star Wars for the DS Lite. You slap your DS Lite in there, and it helps protect it. And the hinges are actually good on this thing, which is typically what breaks on these aftermarket things. So that's cool. Let's see. Inside of a plastic bag, there were parts, screens, and I could see that it was for DS Lites. Now, obviously, these don't work, and one is missing the top, but I technically have enough to put together at least two systems. What's wrong with these systems? I don't know. Looking at this one cursory, I think this one's a screen issue because the hinge was good. This one, on the other hand, has a busted hinge, which leads me to believe that it was a hinge issue on this one, so potentially the motherboard's still good. And in fact, it still has juice in the battery, so I'm thinking the motherboard's fine on that. This one was all torn apart and I just slapped some of the parts together. But if I get one working system out of the three of these, that was a free 25 bucks. So thank you very much. I didn't even notice when I bought this thing, but there was a lot of extra stuff included. I just wanted the systems. I didn't look past the pictures of the systems, but I should have because there was a lot of cool stuff and some dorky stuff, such as a TTYL, talk to you later, Leet speak, DS light holder, Steve McQueen, Lightning McQueen, whatever the hell his name is, Cars 2 Nintendo DS case. And these are probably the coolest things out of here, so I'm definitely going to keep these. Game Boy SP cases. This one is designed to just house the system itself and hold a couple of games and be completely unopenable. This one is a little more complicated. You can store the system there, whatever you want to there. And then on this side, you can put your system there, I guess. You can, this thing is awesome. This thing will hold everything. So that one's cool. I'll store games or whatever in there. And then a plethora, or plethora, however you pronounce it. I pronounce it plethora, actually. I was just trying to see if anybody commented. Of link cables, different varieties, different types. This one's kind of weird in that it looks like it connects to the SP and then from the SP to something else. But I'm not 100% sure. If anybody knows, let me know, because this is a connector I'd never seen before. Then, of course, you have your standard Intech connectors for multiplayer, things like that. So those are cool. It's always convenient to have extra cables, even if you're never going to use them. A Guitar Hero on Tour hand piece for the DS, and I will show that installed on one in a minute. However, this one's actually not in terrible shape. It's complete. Even has the little strummy thingy, which is usually missing, so that's cool. Next, we have a few accessories and a couple of games. First game is Bust-A-Move Millennium. It's got a crack in the case, actually all around the case, but I actually have extra cases for other items. Of course, now having said that, I remembered that the label's on the outside, but the game works. I tested it. Polaris Snowcross, and it's missing the battery. I believe these have a rumble feature, and that's what the battery is for. Actually, yeah, I can see the rumble motor right there. So that is going to need a battery, and then it should work. Same thing with Missile Command, missing the battery as well. It always annoys me that these covers are missing. I don't know how people manage to lose those. Next is a Game Shark. However, this is designed to fit in the Game Boy Advance and probably the DS, not in a standard whatchamaflutzit. And it has a switch in the top and a reset button. So that's cool. Now, the way you use these things is you take whatever game you want to, you slide it in there, loops, by the way, and then you can program it, put codes, things like that. And then the other thing is a stackable Mega Memory Card, it's called. It's got a crack in the case down here, but it does work through the system because I put a game in it, put it in the system, and it does power on. So that's cool. Looks like it has selectable banks for memory. That game's been there forever. Two of the coolest accessories that were in here. Number one is a mini USB. This isn't micro, it's just mini. AC adapter for a DS or a SP, which is always cool to have because having a dedicated charger is one thing, but being able to just plug in wherever you want, that's cool. Second is this, and what this is, in case you were wondering, some people do, some people don't, is the headphone adapter jack for a Game Boy Advance SP, because as you know, the Game Boy Advance SP does not have a headphone jack. So that's pretty cool to have because now I can use headphones with my SPs. Speaking of SPs, here's one. In the ad, this was actually the only thing that didn't work because there was no battery in it and no battery pack in the picture, and it didn't come with either. So what I did was I went to a good old spare parts bag of stuff and pulled out a battery and a battery back. I actually have a gray case that's in better shape than this case, so I may actually wind up swapping everything. However, and I will show you using Bust-A-Move, works good. And it's a black one, which I kind of like. The front light works fine. It's not backlit, but what are you going to do? And since I have that now, I can just do that. And I've already plugged it in with the charger, so I know that it charges fine, which is always one of those issues that can come up with these systems. So that's awesome. So that's going to stay in the collection. Next is another teal green Game Boy Color. No backs on any of these, which was kind of a buzzkill, but at least all the systems work, and that is the most important thing. So as you can see, now the contacts may be dirty, but I'm not too worried about that. I'm not going to keep showing you playing games, but a white Game Boy Advance, a clear-ish Game Boy Advance with a warm light. However, this warm light is not designed for the SP, so you can see it's actually in there upside down, but they're so flexible that you can make it kind of work. So that's cool. And then the last thing is a DS in coral pink. I wasn't expecting much. I thought it might have like a broken hinge. It does have a slightly loose hinge, as you can see. However, it's coral pink, so I didn't want to keep it like that anyways. And having an entire case full of parts means I don't have to. I can swap out the backs, for example. And then you wind up with a black one with a pink top, which is kind of cooler looking. And then I could sell it on as a, you know, a girly style one. But the main thing was I was impressed because it actually works fine. Screens are actually in good shape. Reads games no problem, and it plays fine. So I could also just clean it up and flip it again. Alright, real quick, insert this here. I did go ahead and make my custom DS that I said I was going to make. And again, it's a real easy thing to do. You just take a bunch of parts, put them together, and there you go. Yeah, the system works good, and now it's got a good hinge. It's not loose or anything. everything transferred over pretty easily. And I think it looks better this way. Yeah, there you go. One custom DS. So yeah, that's about it. I'm gonna eat some food. I gotta kill 8 more seconds. Actually, a little bit longer than that because I always kill part at the front and part at the back, unless I'm editing. But these have been one-shot videos. So yeah, that's about it. If you have any comments, leave those down below. If you have any questions, leave those down below. If you would like to discuss a certain topic, let me know. Thank you very much to some of you that have left me positive feedback in terms of, hey, I like watching it because of your pickups videos. I enjoy listening to your car videos, whatever the case may be. I know, again, thank you so much for the subscribers I do have, and thank you so much for being patient while I convalesce and get better and get back to work. So, as soon as I can, and I think I'm actually just going to force myself to do it because at work we just got in a, what do they call that? The Salsa Orange Cruise hatchback, and that's basically the same thing that was on the show circuit. So, I kind of want to check that bad boy out. So, I don't want to guarantee it, but I'm going to try to do that tomorrow. So keep an eye out for that. Till then, talk to you later.